Kiss my
Come on.
Looks like 50 Cent might be gearing up to call out Will Smith next. Word on the street is that Will's being dragged into a wild lawsuit accusing him of throwing secret freak-off parties with men. People are now saying those old rumors about him and actor Bryce Shear Gray might not have been so far-fetched after all. And get this, things got even messier when whispers started spreading that he crossed a serious line with his own son, Jaden. Remember those awkward videos where Will kept trying to kiss Jaden while Jaden looked clearly uncomfortable? Those clips hit different now. Folks are saying there might have been a lot more going on behind those moments than anyone realized. No wonder Jaden packed up and bounced as soon as he could. What's even wilder is that people didn't think much of it until Jaguar Wright started spilling what she knew. And that's when everything started to sound a lot darker. Most thought Jada would have stepped in and protected her son, but rumors claim she turned a blind eye as long as she was busy getting her own attention from August Alsina. It's shocking to think about. Back then, Jaden was really struggling.
Looking real bad for Will Smith in these streets. First is the whole entanglement with Jada and August Alsina. Then his daughter is writing Tupac letters. Now this
His sudden weight loss, his tired appearance, the way he looked completely checked out had everyone worried. At one point, fans feared the drugs were taking him down for good because he just looked gone. Now, Jaguar Wright is saying Jaden turned to substances to numb the pain of what was allegedly happening at home. She even claims that's the real reason he left Will and Jada's house at just 16. The whole situation is wild, and people can't stop talking about it. Everyone remembers those uncomfortable clips of Will trying way too hard to kiss Jaden on the lips. Back then, people brushed it off and even laughed, like it was just some goofy father-son moment. But looking at it now, that should have been a massive red flag. He wasn't shy about doing it in public, so people can't help but wonder what might have been happening when no cameras were around. It's a chilling thought. But hold up, that's not all. Word is the situation goes way beyond just Jaden. Rumors are swirling that Will was allegedly bringing other young men into his home, calling it mentorship. But there might have been something much darker behind that label. Jaguar Wright didn't hold back either. She flat out accused him of doing the same thing with Bryce Gray and even Meek Mill. And here's the part that's got everyone losing it. Jaguar also claimed there's supposedly a secret video involving Justin Bieber, Will, Jaden, Diddy, and Brisher, a so-called freak-off caught on camera. The internet has been going wild over this claim, and people can't believe how deep this story supposedly runs.
They trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Now, for anyone still not caught up on what went down with Bryce Gray, let's break it down. Reports say that when Bryce was just 17, he was handed over to Diddy and Will Smith under the excuse of a mentorship program. But according to what's being said now, that so-called mentorship never really happened, at least not in the way people expected. Jaguar Wright claims that Brisher's then manager, Charlie Mack, was the one who arranged for him to be sent to Will. But the shocking part, she also said that Brisher's own mother, Andrea Mayberry, allegedly knew what was going on and allowed it. That's the part that's got everyone stunned. And the story doesn't stop there. After Cassie filed her lawsuit, word on the street is that Bryce started talking to lawyers too, ready to take legal action against both Will and Diddy. But then things supposedly took a dark turn. Jaguar says Bryce was threatened and forced to back down because he feared for his safety. Now, the lawsuit she's talking about is believed to be the rumored $50 million case that named both Diddy and Will. A blind item even hinted at it, saying, "I suspect the soon-to-step-forward male victim of assault by this A-list mogul will not be the last man to do so, Sean Diddy Combs." Whether or not Will really tried to silence Bryce is still up for debate, but from how things are unfolding, it sure doesn't look like he's managing to keep everyone quiet. And when Jaguar said others, she wasn't kidding. She was talking about Will's former tour violinist, who's now speaking out too. This whole situation keeps getting messier by the day. So here's where things take an even darker turn. Brian King Joseph, a talented violinist, has officially filed a lawsuit against Will Smith for wrongful termination, retaliation, and sexual assault. In the suit, Brian accuses Will of allegedly grooming and manipulating him for further exploitation while they were working together during Will's Based on a True Story 2025 tour earlier that spring. According to the documents,
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No. Yeah, that
all that talent, and and she let Charlie tune that boy up on coke, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother do that to her son?
Will first brought Brian on board in November 2024 for a show in San Diego. Things seemed fine at first, and soon after, Will invited him to join his full 2025 tour and even collaborate on his upcoming album. But as their relationship got closer, the energy started to shift. Brian claims that Will started acting strangely possessive, once telling him, "You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." That's when Brian says he began to feel deeply uncomfortable. Then in March 2025, things reportedly took a truly disturbing twist. Brian's bag, which contained his hotel room key, suddenly went missing for hours. The shocking part, only members of Will's management team had access to that room. When Brian finally got back to his hotel that night, he says he found clear evidence that someone had broken in. Inside the room, there were personal items left behind. Wipes, a bottle of HIV medication with someone else's name, and a chilling handwritten note that said, "Brian, I'll be back. No later, just us." And signed, Stone F.
I love him, Ellen. I love him. I do. No, you know, it's. I think when you have kids and you love them and you're proud of them, you just want to kiss them in the mouth sometimes.
We'll have to get you over there.
Brian allegedly took this as a direct threat, believing that whoever left those things intended to return that night to assault him. The entire situation sounds absolutely terrifying, and people are calling this one of the most disturbing claims tied to Will yet. After that shocking hotel incident, things only got wilder. According to insiders, Brian didn't stay quiet for long. He reportedly reached out to both the tour's legal team and outside attorneys, demanding protection and answers. But instead of getting help, he claims he was suddenly dropped from the tour with no warning. He says the team told him it was due to scheduling changes, but he insists that was just a cover-up to silence him. Not long after that, whispers started floating around online that Brian had been paid off to keep his mouth shut. But court records show he actually filed his lawsuit months later, which means he wasn't backing down. He wanted the truth out there, no matter how big the names involved were. That's when social media exploded with hashtags calling for justice and demanding that the industry stop protecting powerful figures accused of this kind of behavior.
I hate saying these things because their children are dope, but Jaden's kind of MIA. And considering that he emancipated from their household at 16 and refused to come back even to do family interviews.
Now, what's even more suspicious is that other crew members from that same 2025 tour have started to speak up, saying the vibe behind the scenes was strange from day one. They described Will as being overly personal, constantly crossing boundaries, and always surrounding himself with people much younger than him. One insider even claimed it was like he wanted to control everyone, the way they dressed, who they talked to, even when they could leave the venue. Ever since Brian's lawsuit went public, fans have been digging into Will's past like never before. Old stories, old photos, even cryptic social media posts are being reanalyzed for clues. And while Will's team has stayed mostly silent, people can't help but notice how quiet he's been lately. It's got everyone wondering, is this the moment his carefully crafted image finally cracks wide open? So after that horrifying night, Brian says he immediately went to hotel security and even notified Will's own team about what happened. But instead of getting help or protection, things allegedly took a shocking turn.
Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was because it's already a legal issue.
Just a few days later, one of the management members reportedly shamed him for speaking up. Then, out of nowhere, Brian was told he was being terminated. They basically accused him of making the whole thing up. Can you believe that? Now, here's where the story splits, because not everyone's buying Brian's side. A lot of people online think the timeline sounds suspicious, saying parts of his story don't completely add up. And guess who else isn't convinced? 50 Cent. He jumped right into the mix, making it clear that he's standing with Will on this one. 50 reacted publicly to the news, showing support for Will and warning him to keep his guard up before things spiral out of control. He even dropped a post saying, "WTF is going on? I got a movie I want Will for. This fool's just mad he got fired." Fans went wild over 50's reaction, some praising him for defending Will, while others accused him of brushing off serious allegations. Either way, his comment reignited the controversy and made this drama blow up even more. It's still not clear why 50 Cent is so convinced Brian's making it all up, especially with all the messy rumors still swirling around Will.
Bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray, left that house screaming.
But hey, Maybe 50 knows something the rest of us don't. Either way, everyone's eyes are on this case to see what comes out once the trial really kicks off. Things are heating up fast, and nobody's holding back their opinions. People online are completely split. One comment said, if 50 defends someone, then they gotta be innocent. While another fired back with, if 50's defending you, then it's probably true because that man never sides with anybody. The internet's been going wild debating who's telling the truth, and the drama just keeps getting deeper. So now I want to hear it straight from you. What do you think about 50 Cent stepping up for Will despite all these serious accusations? And do you believe Brian's story, or does it sound off to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to see what you think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next wild update.